Hello, and welcome to Matopiba, Brazil's agricultural frontier. I've left Australia behind with just 40k to my name after purchasing this land, a modest farmhouse, and a trusty tractor. Luckily, I also found an old trailer sitting around the farm, so I've hooked it up and I'm ready to get started. The mission here is simple: to build a brand new life in the Brazilian countryside, and the goal? Nothing less than creating a farming empire. We'll be hiring workers, expanding land, and eventually taking over the whole town with our company. If you enjoy this journey, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss a single step as we go from a small tractor to a farming powerhouse. Now, let's get to work. Luckily for me, the land that I bought already came with some black beans ready to harvest. So my first goal is to hire a harvester, clear the field, and then invest in a silo to store everything. Selling right now wouldn't make much sense, prices are pretty low at the moment. But if we hold on for a couple of months, I think we can pull in an extra $17,000 to $20,000 just by waiting for the market to rise. It's a bit of a gamble, especially this early on, but if it pays off, the money could give us the boost we need to start expanding faster. Alright, I've just arrived here at the Case dealership. I'm just going to find the entrance where I can pick up my harvester and harvest ahead. Oh, looks like I've ended up in the workshop. Alright, maybe it's in here. Oh, this kind of looks like a storage area. Of course. Why don't I try the front door? Okay, what do we need? We need a harvester and a harvester head. Let's go down here. Forage harvesting. Combine harvesting, that's what we want. Okay. Let's go with the cheapest option for now. That will do us. Yep. Check out the combinations. Let's go with this. What do we got? Okay, perfect. Head, 6 meters wide. Alright, that will do us. Let's get this one. Hire. Lease, I should say. Yep. Okay. And then let's get this harvester. Yep. Perfect. Alright. Let's head outside and grab these. And I'll see you back at the farm. Alright, here we are, back at the farm. First order of business, get started on harvesting these black beans. This is quite a large field, so I'm probably not going to do it all by myself. I'm going to hire some help, and then I'm going to go check out some more contracts around the town and see if we can start getting more money a bit faster. Alright, we just completed our first lap around the field. I'm going to go and grab the tractor now and bring around the trailer, empty this load out, and then I'm going to check the prices of the beans and see if it's a good time to sell now or if I should hold on to them. I did briefly check earlier and I think it's going to be better for us to hold on to them, but we can have a look together and I'll walk you through my decision making process. Okay, so I'm just opening up the menu here and I'm going to go over to the prices tab here, click on black beans, and as you can see the current price is $855. So this one trailer, for example, has 8,000 liters, so 1,000 liters is $855, so we times it by 8 and that will give us $6,840 profit from this one trailer. But if we wait until January, when the price is up around $1,224 per 1,000 liters, then we'll be able to turn this $6,840 into $9,792. That will give us an extra $2,952 in profit. So I'm not going to think any more about this. I'm going to build a silo. So let's jump over to the construction menu now and get this silo built and filled up. Okay, that's in place. Let's head over and drop off our first load. Okay, load 1 is going in now. Drop a comment down below how many liters you think we'll get out of this field. If you like this type of content, make sure to hit subscribe. Okay, that's all in the silo. Now we'll crack on with harvesting this field. This might take a while, so I think it's time we hire our first worker so we can get along with starting up our contract business for our farming empire. Alright, while our worker is finishing up the bean field, I'll keep things moving by running deliveries from the harvester back to the silo. Every load adds to our stockpile, sitting tight until the market clamps so we can cash in at a higher price. But now it's time to take the next step, launching our contracting business. Contracts are going to be the lifeblood of this operation early on. They bring in steady income, build our reputation in town, and keep the money flowing while our crops sit waiting in storage. So, let's pull up the job board and see what we've got. There's baling, fertilizing, spraying, stone picking. But this isn't our first farm. We're going straight for the big one. Let's harvest field 10. It It's 21.5 acres of canola, and it's worth $64,623. I think after equipment leasing and worker costs, we should still clear pretty close to $60,000, which is a massive boost for the farm. Now, just like that, the business model has shifted. It's no longer just me working this land. Now we're running contracts, hiring staff, and shaping this place into something bigger. One contract at a time, we're building the foundation of a farming empire that will eventually take over this entire town.
I just want to pause here for a moment and say this map looks incredible. The details on the roads, the mountains, the farmlands, even the compound layouts. It's exactly how you would picture the Brazilian countryside. Now, I'm heading out to our very first contract where I'll be meeting up with the staff who will finish this first field for me. This is where our contracting business really begins. Alright, this is it. The start of our very first contract. Unfortunately, I couldn't line up anyone to run the truck for this job, so I'll be handling the runs between the harvester and the grain mill myself, while also keeping an eye on the harvester back at my own farm. That's fine though, it's all a part of the hustle, and every bit of effort here pushes us one step closer to success. Speaking of trucks, here it is. The beast that's going to be hauling our grain from field 10 to the grain mill. Let's get it over to the field and check in on the harvester, see how close it is to being full. I've just arrived at the field and the harvester's already full, so it's straight to work. I'll unload it into the trailer so we can keep moving on with the contract. We'll wait on a couple more loads until the trailer is topped off, then we'll head over to the grain mill and see what this canola brings in. Alright, the first load is in and we've already got 16,200 litres of canola sitting in the trailer. Looks like we might be able to fill it up 3 times by the end of this job. The only thing is, we're already 25 minutes into the contract and only 5% finished. By my math, that means this job could take over 8 hours to complete, which has me a little worried about finishing before the deadline. Hopefully, delivering the grain to the mill bumps up the completion percentage. Let's see what happens after this first load of canola goes in. I think it's about time we get started on our next set of contracts. Harvesting is pretty labor intensive with all the trips back and forth to the mill, so I'll mix it up with something lighter. This hoeing contract looks good. Pays out $28,531, which is a solid boost for the farm. I might also line up a spraying job or 2 while we're at it. For now though, let's lock this one in and get it underway. Alright, we've got the hoe hooked up. Let's roll out to field 11 and get this contract underway. Alright, look at that. Easy money rolling in. Set the bloke up in the tractor, point him in the right direction, he gets a good paycheck, and that's money straight in my pocket. Alright, this is load number 3 coming in now. We should be just about full, and once we top it off, I'll head over to the grain mill and drop it off and see how much progress it adds to the contract. It looks like we didn't quite get 100%, so let's pick up this last 6% from the field, and then we'll run it over to the grain mill and finish the job. And off we go. Alright, here we are at the grain mill. Let's get this load tipped and see what percentage the contract jumps up to after this delivery. I'm hoping for somewhere around 25%. Well, look at that. That one delivery got us up to 28% on the contract. Not bad at all. If we can keep this pace, 4 more trips to the grain mill should see this contract wrapped up. So as I got back to the field, the harvester was already full. And I'm not quite sure how long it's been sitting here waiting. I'll quickly check in on our hoeing contractor to make sure everything's running smoothly. And then I'll swing by my own farm, empty out the bean harvester there as well, and we'll crack on with some other contracts. I stuck around to see the end of the bean harvest, and honestly, I was shocked by the final results. We only got 46,634 litres. I'm lucky that's just enough to cover the cost of the silo, plus the hiring and rental fees. Then again, this was a field that had been abandoned since it was last drilled, so I can't be surprised. So, come January, I should be looking at an estimated $57,000 from this harvest. Once the price rises, we'll sell it off, and with that sorted, I'm going to park this trailer up and pack it away until the next time it's needed. Our harvesting contract is running like clockwork, and the hoeing job is nearly finished as well. I'll get this trailer emptied, then it's on to the next task. Alright, with the hoeing job wrapped up, it's time to squeeze in a few more small contracts to make the most of this month. I collected my paycheck, settled up with the staff, and started scanning the board for the next set of jobs. So I'm going to settle on a spraying contract and a fertilizing job. And now it's just a matter of getting the machines out to the fields. Once they're in place, the workers will get straight to it.
Alright, I've just dropped the sprayers off at their fields and got the workers lined up to handle those contracts. With them taken care of, I can finally shift the focus back to this big harvesting job. If everything goes smoothly, I think we can knock it out within the hour.
Okay, I'll let that tick over. I'm going to jump over to my farm here. And I think it's time I clean up my farm and set it up for future prosperity. At the moment, it's not the nicest field. It's got rough edges, it comes really close to my shed over here. It's right in front of my silo. So I think I'm going to add some dirt around the edges of it and tidy it up a little bit. And then eventually my goal is I want to remove all the forestry around the field and expand the field to come up to the edge of the mountain. That will give us a larger area for drilling. So I think that's going to be important as well for future growth. And as this month is coming to an end, I think it's only appropriate that I have a look into the crop calendar and see what I can harvest for the end of this year. I would like to give poplar a try on this field. I mean, my dream would be to do one of the big fields of poplar, but I think I need to start small. It's my first time drilling it, so I think I will stick with black beans once again. This field itself needs a bit of love, so I'm going to have to probably cultivate it first and fertilize, but I'm going to wait until next month to do this. It's already quite late in the month. If you have any thoughts about what you think I should be putting in my next field when we get to that point, drop a comment down below and we'll see if we can make it happen. Exciting times are ahead. I can finally see the end of this big job. We're at 98% for harvesting. The truck is ready to go. What's the harvester doing? Alright, I'm gonna take over. $98, come on, give me 99. It's gonna make me take the truck and deliver the last of the canola, isn't it? 98, 98. Oh, we're almost there. 99, 98 still. Come on. Alright, 98%. So the last 2% is going to be emptying this truck. Okay. Let's go and pick up our canola and then head over to the grain mill for our last drop. See. This is actually a lot of canola for 2%. I swear we were getting like 6% off a full trailer. And this is going to be over half. Oh, let's see how it goes anyway. Alright, we just arrived at the grain mill. Let's see how this goes. Time to start dropping. It's going down, 46, 45, 99%. Alright, we got one more percent. Alright, nice. Oh, what's this? Wait, why's our money going up? Are we getting paid? No, what? The contract's finished. Oh, we're getting the rest of the canola. Oh, that's awesome. So the leftover canola has come. Look at that, we just made 37 grand extra. Plus $157. Okay, we just made like 37,600 bucks. What? I mean, no complaints. Let's send back this trailer and make sure we get our full 63 grand. Alright, look at that. Look at that. Plus, okay. Beautiful, we got a bonus $37,000. Excellent. Hey, look, this is not a bad end to a month. Alright? So, I think on that note, we're going to end it there. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.